in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33, and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yeah.
If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. I got the rap patrol on the patrol. Foes that want to make sure my casket's closed. Rap critics say he's money cash. I'm from the hood, stupid. What type of facts are those? If you grew up with hoes in your zapper toes, you celebrate the minute you was having dope. I'm like, critics, you can kiss my whole ass. If you don't like my lyrics, you can press fast forward. Got beef with radio if I don't play they show. They don't play my hits. Well, I don't give a so rap mags try and use my black ass so advertisers could give them more cash for ads. I don't know what you take me as or understand the intelligence that Jay-Z has. I'm from rags, the richest, I ain't dumb. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me. 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me. Yeah, it's 94. And my
welcome in. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580 on this good Tuesday evening. And we're going to get into the day's trending topics and headlines tonight. We have a messy little triple header coming your way. Plus an interview because we're versatile like that. We've got Kid Rock blaming the NFL's halftime era on Jay-Z, calling him a DEI hire, and he had a lot more to add, so we're good into that. We also have Mike Epps walking back a joke that he made about Nicki Minaj. He had to pop back outside and apologize after some people felt the joke crossed the line, right? And, of course, we got more trending topics and headlines. And then we're ending the evening with something actually fun. AEW is in SoCal tomorrow. And we've got the women's champion, Kris Statlander. She's like a superhero that can beat you down with grace. All in what? She's going to be calling in, so we're going to be chatting with her and getting all the details about the AEW and things of that nature. But before we get into that, we have to start the night with a couple of conversation starters, as we always do. First up, so Joe Budden sat down with Shannon Sharpe. They had a chat about a multitude of things. But one of the interesting things is that Joe revealed he has joined the weight loss. It's not Ozempic. It's an Ozempic-like product mania that is taken over, right? He's pulling back the curtain on his weight loss. And he said it is a combination of the medication, fitness, and diet that has reshaped his health, right? So the longtime rapper and media personality addressed the topic and basically said that he wanted to set the record straight, that he's not on Ozempic, he's on Zepbound. And he said that at that time he was on his third week and he loves it. So even the men are getting in on the Ozempic craze, Everybody wants to be thin like it's the 90s. Thin is in. Curves gone somewhere. Andy?
Joe Budden wasn't even chunky like that.
Right. I was kind of surprised to hear him say that, but maybe he felt like for health reasons or something. I thought it was interesting. And he also had a little bit of smoke for his former co-host, Melissa. We still don't really know why she left the pod, but he talked about how he called her out on the show because he alleged that she was taking the weight loss drug and that she didn't want to be honest with the fans about what she was doing. Now, here's the thing. You're not obligated to tell people what type of meds or what you're doing to take care of your health. But, and I'm not saying Melissa did this, but, some people might. If you are using your physique to push a product or an idea of a lifestyle, I think it's fair to be a little open with it. But I want some of the girls to slow up on the Ozempic. Like, I know that Serena says that she feels the best that she's ever felt in her life right now. But I think she's good. She doesn't need to lose, in my opinion, any more weight. We love you, Serena.
What happened to eating fruits and vegetables, fasting from time to time, drinking some water, and going for a walk from time to time?
I mean, well, in Serena's case, for example, she said that post-baby weight, she couldn't shake it. And that does kind of happen. You know, those are real things. And for some, sometimes they can't seem to control it. They need that little boost, that little pick-me-up.
And just a quick little observation.
Mm-hmm.
So Melissa Ford is off the Joe Budden podcast, right?
Yes, she is.
Miko Grimes, she was off Gil's Arena.
Yes.
What is it with this dynamic when you have a kind of like a male-dominated podcast with maybe that one female co-host? It just seems like it doesn't end up well. And granted, these are just two podcasts that I'm noticing, but it just seems to not work
I think
well.
Sometimes being the only woman in a male-dominated space, I think it can be awkward for both sides. I think there's certain conversation maybe guys want to have that they may not feel comfortable having with a woman in the room. A woman may feel a certain type of way about the way in which the conversation is being handled, which someone else may not agree with. There's a couple of things that, can add to that. And then just personalities in general, You never know what can come out, especially when bantering or debate is part of the mix. Sometimes people get ahead of themselves for entertainment's sake and maybe, feelings get hurt or something.
I think it's something deeper, though, too.
What do you think it is?
Just considering these two examples, I think, obviously, there's a level of attraction there. And I think low-key, these dudes be low-key trying to see what's cracking. And then it don't go down that way. This might be behind the scenes, but sometimes, the I don't know what you want to call it, but it kind of acts out on air sometimes with them, bickering with each other. So, I don't know.
I could see that. Little, like you're in elementary school when the boys would pull the girls' ponytails and then run or that type of stuff. I could dig it. I could see that. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into all of these trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
We got to laugh the pain away.
Hey, KBLA delegation, happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats. On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munell, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence, with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, Thursday, February 26th 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
Well, I hang around my boy. He's been married for 6 years. Videotaping his wedding day, never watched it. Now and every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her ugly mother down the church. Getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
KBLA Talk 1580 thanks LA City Council members Curran D. Price Jr. and Heather Hutt for being the presenting sponsors at this year's Black History Month luncheon. Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So if you're new here and you want to get in on the conversation, well, maybe you don't know. The number to dial, 800-920-1580. You can also hit us up on social media, KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill everywhere. Or get the visual to go along with this audio experience. Hop in the YouTube chat. The VIPs are there. They're already getting it in. Lots of commentary there. We appreciate them. Okay, so listen. Let's just jump right in with Kid Rock, right? So, you know that Kid Rock is a major Trump supporter. He participated in the Turning Point USA alternate cast for the Super Bowl halftime show. While the actual Super Bowl with Bad Bunny drew 135 million people, he actually had to have watched it at some point to have commentary on it. But their broadcast, I guess they said around 5 million. So not quite the impact that they were probably expecting. Andy?
It was also pre-taped.
Ah, okay. So, yeah. So he was right there along with everybody else watching the Super Bowl, watching Bad Bunny, which he admits to in this clip. But he goes on to say that he's not mad at Bad Bunny. He did the best he could. But his problem really lies with the NFL, that they've let this foolishness go on far too long with their DEI hire of Jay-Z. So let's get into Kid Rock.
Like most people, I didn't understand any of it. I mean, I saw there's a lot of dancers and a lot of big to-do stuff. And, he said he wanted to have a dance party. It looked like he had one. Not my cup of tea, but I don't fault that kid for, doing the Super Bowl, getting in front of a global audience. I fault the NFL for putting him in that position, and Turning Point for having to come out and have an alternative for people to watch, It's just, poor kid.
Poor rich kid.
I would think back 2016 when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, to protest, I think it was racial injustice and police brutality and everything that, he got a lot of people's panties in a bunch, self included. I did not agree with him, but nonetheless, he's got the right to speak his mind, do his thing. And Roger Goodell really had a real problem on his hand back then. And I think he was like, how do I get out of this and, keep making the tens upon millions of dollars a year that I make, in a predominantly male black league. So he goes like, well, maybe Jay-Z will do it, which nothing against Jay-Z. I respect him for his hustle and, his music. But it seems like there's a little bit of a DEI hire there going on, to kind of like, black guys love Jay-Z. And of course, I'm not that ignorant. I know a lot of us love Jay-Z, not just black guys. But in the league where he had this problem, it seemed like, we'll bring him in. And so, Jay-Z's not going to take that position of power. He brings in Jay-Z, and what's Jay-Z going to do? He's going to do right by his base. That's where you had Kendrick Lamar last year. A lot of people didn't get. I respect Kendrick Lamar, but wasn't my cup of tea. And, then this year you're like, wow, they're going to double down. And to me, it was kind of just like another middle finger to down. And to me, it was kind of just like another middle finger to conservatives, to the MAGA, crowd, to my base, everything.
So it was a lot there, right? What is interesting, what I noted, and I'm not sure if specifically this is a change in direction, but he talked about how he respects Kendrick and Jay-Z. But at the same time, he's like, it's not my cup of tea, which is fine. But now all of a sudden, I don't know. It was just interesting positioning, right? I guess he didn't want that experience that he had. I guess that was close to a decade ago, maybe, when the Beehive invaded his comments with all the bees. I'm not sure. Listen. Kid Rock. When's the last time you had something hot out, Kid Rock? Clearly, we are doing more. Oh. We got a little break in? Okay. Well, we're going to pause that because we can get back to that, because ultimately we know that Kid Rock is doing the Republicans' bidding, MAGA's bidding. And it doesn't really matter.
It's funny that you say that, because low-key listening to that, it didn't really sound like he had a crazy problem. It sounded like he kind of understood the game, the business aspect of things. So it wasn't, he said it's not his cup of tea, but I don't think he was outraged or anything
exactly.
like that.
That's what is so interesting about it to me. It felt a little not as aggressive as some of his past statements, you know?
My question is this, though.
But calling Jay-Z a DEI hire, that wasn't meant to be cool.
My question is this, because everybody's talking about language. We don't understand the language and stuff like that. Nobody was complaining when Michael Jackson would travel around the world, and he's obviously singing his songs in English. Do these cats in other countries understand English? Nah, they rocking with it.
But the difference is, right, they're rocking with us because, in theory, America is the leader. They're they set the pace and the stage. So, of course, they're going to figure out what we're doing and get in the feeling. I mean, I always say, if we're being honest, entertainment, especially hip-hop and black culture, has been one of the greatest American exports
100%.
of all time. So, I mean, his tone did seem a little more subdued than I felt it was in the past. And
Absolutely.
just, saying, I respect Kid Rock. I'm not mad at Bad Bunny. The game is the game. I have a problem with the NFL. It just seems like a little difference of positioning.
Do you know what "ba with the ba" means? Exactly.
Say it. What?
Ba with the ba.
Bow with the ba?
You don't remember that song from Kid Rock? Ba with the ba, the bang, diggy. What kind of language is that?
Oh, back in the day. Okay. Listen, the fact that you knew the title and could recite anything, I don't know.
You know what's crazy? And maybe I'm wrong. Somebody, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that late 90s, early 2000s period, I feel like hip-hop kind of embraced Kid Rock low-key.
It did, 100%. But he was also in a position where he was using that to, help push himself out there. He said he's since changed his views, blah, 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 blah.
Just like Pink, huh?
So to speak. But Pink has never said anything bad. So I'm going to let her have it. But the thing is, the difference is that Pink always kind of wanted to do other music and was advised and guided that way by her label and management. So a little bit different. We have Milton from LA on the line with breaking news. What's the breaking news, Milton? What's going on?
Yes, good evening, Queen Jill. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
All is well. Thank you for answering my call. This is regarding two people we all know about, Aaron Hall and 50 Cent. I just heard recently, it was earlier today, as a matter of fact, that they found Aaron Hall. He located, I guess he was on the run, Aaron Hall. Mm-hmm. But they found him. He was in another state. And so I don't know if you were familiar with that recent news there. If you know anything about that, give your critique on that. Thank you for taking the call.
You're welcome.
Huh?
You're welcome, but you said you had two. I don't know what the 50 Cent.
No, not two really. It was back, and the first one was what happened. I called a while back. Was the best of the song.
I remember.
I still like the KC version, but I feel you though.
Right. I remember that. Okay.
I'm that brother who brought that up. But yeah. Do you know anything about this latest news about Aaron Hall and 50 Cent?
So,
thank you. I'll take your call off the air.
Okay, thank you. I do not know about the 50 Cent piece, but basically what happened with Aaron Hall, if you recall when the first Cassie lawsuit happened back at the end of 2022 against Diddy, there were several lawsuits that came after that. One of the suits was against Aaron Hall and Diddy, and it claimed that they were at a party for Uptown or something, or for Guy. This is in New York. The date was 91, and that the young lady says they went back to, I guess, Aaron's condo or Diddy's condo, Puffy at the time, and that they, that Diddy assaulted her, and then Aaron came behind him and assaulted her as well. So it is a civil suit, not a criminal suit. Aaron has been on the run for about 6 to 8 months to avoid being served in this suit. So he was captured, I think, over the weekend, a few days ago. It's just been a couple of days. As Milton mentioned, he was in a hotel when he was captured, and we'll see what happens with the suit. We know there were several suits that came from that trial, so we'll see what's going on.
That DJ Vlad interview with Aaron Hall
did him in
some years ago.
Yeah. Did him in.
100%.
Did him in. He, I just saw Teddy Riley on The Breakfast Club, because Teddy Riley has a new memoir dropping, Remember the Times. He's talking about he's putting together, Guy 2.0 to perform the Guy album with a symphony orchestra. I guess he's been inspired by Jeezy and some of the others that have done such. And he said that he will probably never speak to Aaron Hall or Damian again. And the reason why he said it has to be new energy, he felt that Aaron and Damian are not really into it. He's like, they haven't taken care of themselves, their voices. You can't be giving the mic to other people to sing your songs when they're coming there to hear you sing. He has a point about that. So he said no. So we'll see what happens with that. Listen, we got a lot of comments in the chat, so let me get to some of these. DJ Black 909 says, Kid Rock, if the NFL really were all about its stated goals and really wanted to take care of their fan base, there's a band that checks every single box from San Francisco by the name of Metallica. I mean, here's the thing. Ever since 2022, it was never a thing before that a group from the city where the Super Bowl was in needed to be the halftime act. I know that we are trendsetters. We do some things. But technically, that was the first hip-hop act performing at the Super Bowl. So there was a couple of different things happening there. It also, although the act was announced before the team was chosen, it was a home game for the Rams, the winners of that Super Bowl. However, that's not a requirement, and people need to let that go. Okay? Just because it's someplace, maybe sometimes it would be nice, maybe if you could throw a nod in, but completely not the point. Also, I'm not mad at the Metallica suggestion, though, completely. You guys do realize that just because it's Jay-Z doesn't mean it will be hip-hop forever. Remember, this started with J-Lo and Shakira. So, gotta think about all of that, right? I think, honestly, it's time for a pop or a rock act next year, just to keep the balance flowing. Even though it is in L.A., it better be an exceptional one. Like, has No Doubt done? I really don't want to see No Doubt.
You're not rocking with Chris Brown?
Chris Brown is not performing at the Super Bowl.
Why not?
Because.
Why?
I think Chris Brown would be amazing, but Chris Brown is not performing at the Super Bowl.
Jill, why?
Because Chris Brown has not atoned. I feel like he has. I'm not saying that, but his little fits that he has, like I said, the hating on Bad Bunny on Sunday.
I hear you.
Say nothing. Say nothing. People are still trying to get over their memories of what happened with him and Rihanna and all of the things. They still attached to that. So you got to keep it really cool if you want something mainstream in that manner. He doesn't, even as big as Residuals was, it wasn't a crossover hit. This is no shade, no tea. I don't feel that it has to be. But what I'm saying, there's certain things that would line up to make him more palatable to the masses, you know?
Look, give Chris Brown the opportunity to perform. I'm going to tell you right now, the dancing, it's going to be a spectacle. You're probably going to get Michael Jackson 2.0 if you give him that platform. Give him that opportunity. But it's okay. If you want to go pop, that's fine. It is what it is. A couple years down the road.
I can't see it yet. I know it sounds good, but I can't see it. Michael Irvin Walker says, honestly, about Bad Bunny, I hadn't heard of him until the Super Bowl announcement. Super Bowl performers should be highly known like Kendrick, Dr. Dre, etc. I kind of got Kid Rock's point. Bad Bunny is the number one artist
of the world.
We got to look bigger sometimes than our culture, even though the NFL is American culture, apple pie, all of that. Be for real, y'all. I understand that you personally haven't heard of them, but please, please, please recognize they're not putting anybody on that stage that is not going to ping that international market as well.
That's facts.
That's not where we're at as far as viewers. That's not where the NFL is at as far as a league. It's not going to happen. So when we come forward, more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
She want me to go out and get them for a buck. But girl, I can't be in two places at one time. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. I'll be long.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. A status hearing is next in the Miami case where a black 17-year-old was fatally stabbed by his girlfriend. Attorney Melba Pearson, representing the family of Yakeem Lawler, is questioning why no trial date has been set more than a year later.
The defense counsel has everything that is in the prosecution's possession.
Prosecutors say 17-year-old Jahara Malik stabbed Lawler in December 2024. She claims it was an accident and has pleaded not guilty to manslaughter. A member of the San Francisco 49ers is recovering after a shooting. Black defensive lineman Keon White was shot in the ankle early Monday in downtown San Francisco and taken to a hospital. The team says he's receiving treatment and updates will be shared later. And HBCU, Tennessee State University, is hosting the 45th Annual Nashville Conference on African American History and Culture this Friday on its campus. The day-long event celebrates Black history and culture. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Crash in Mid-City on the 10 eastbound before Crenshaw. Everyone's off to the shoulder. The drive is slowing out of Santa Monica, leaving Centinela. We're also heading out to Sun Valley with a wreck on the 5 northbound before Sheldon. They're getting everything cleared off to the right. At last check, the 2 left lanes had been blocked. Delays out of Burbank from Empire, and in Ontario, it's a wreck on the 15 southbound just past Harupa Street. The right lane is blocked here, and that drive's pretty tough getting away from the 10.
Southern California Edison reminds you that downed wires are dangerous. Never approach or touch a downed wire or anything in contact with it. Stay away and call 911. Learn more at sce.com/stay safe.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
After the Lakers' 119-110 loss to Oklahoma City Monday night, LeBron said something that the Lakers organization really did not want to hear. LeBron said, "We are not a championship team." LeBron made the comment when a reporter asked him to compare the Lakers to OKC, the NBA's defending champions. There may have been added motivation for LeBron to make that statement after both teams played without their best player Monday night. OKC came to town without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, last season's NBA MVP. The Lakers didn't have Luka Doncic, the NBA's leading scorer. LeBron saw how OKC handled their injury situation much better than the Lakers. OKC had 6 more free throw attempts, made 4 more three-pointers, and outscored the Lakers bench 54-35. Maybe LeBron should have spoken up before last week's trade deadline. It's too late now for the Lakers to do anything about not being a championship team. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33 and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yay, yay!
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. All right, we're going to put a pin in all of those trending topics, and we're going to hit you with a little palate cleanse right now, something that's actually about performance and athleticism. I am excited to welcome AEW is in Southern California tomorrow. That's Wednesday, February 11th at the Toyota Arena in Ontario for Dynamite, right? And tonight we have the current women's world champion known for fighting through major injuries and still becoming a top champion, right? Because what do women do? Win. Big time. You know, it's what it's all about. We are welcoming to I almost said RSVP. To Jill Munroe and KBLA. Kris Statlander, welcome in, Kris. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Now listen, you have two big matches coming up in the area. So there's tomorrow for AEW Dynamite, and then you'll be back in March, Sunday, March 15th for AEW Revolution, right? What is it like, right, to be in AEW right now? What makes it accessible for our non-wrestling listeners that are tapping in? Why is it important for us to check it out and see what you got?
All Elite Wrestling is so incredible for, big-time wrestling fans and newer fans or people who maybe aren't familiar with wrestling, because it's so much action and drama and fighting, and it's just like such a really, really exciting experience. And you have so many different characters and incredible talent to get to experience and watch. And I personally highly recommend all of it. I think it's so fun.
So, for people who only know WWE, what is AEW's identity, and what do you think has changed in wrestling since 2019 when this launched?
AEW's sort of slogan is "We're the best wrestle," and we are very focused on our action in ring, out of the ring, and I think what it's brought to the table is a lot of people just wanted to go out there and kind of go crazy and, do everything they can to put on an exciting show and, push their limits and get people out of their seats and show them that we can do anything that we really want to, and incredible feats of strength or some insane flips or some crazy things. I don't know. We have a bunch of insane people on our roster, so it's hard to really predict exactly what you're going to get.
Listen, I need to really know what your training regimen is like, because for you to have fought through 2 ACL tears and you're now the women's world champion, what is it like setting the standard for the division?
I think everyone has their own pace when it comes to recovering from an injury, but my personal stance was I never wanted to be deterred by being injured. So I really worked really, really hard to make sure that I came back better than I ever was before. And I feel like now to this day, I'm an even better athlete, having gone through my injuries and fine-tuned my training and realized what I need to do to push myself to be the best. I wouldn't have figured all that out had I probably not gone through the injuries.
I mean, that's incredible. Like, that is mental toughness on 10. So you're in Ontario tomorrow. What should a first-time fan expect walking into Dynamite Live?
From my perspective, I actually have a strap match tomorrow. So that means I'm going to be tied to my opponent, and we're going to be hitting each other really hard with this leather strap and, trying to beat each other up until one of us wins, really. And that's not the standard for myself or for many others. But it is, you do have a good chance of seeing something crazy happen like that pretty often with AEW. We have a lot of heated rivalries and a lot of people who want to go for the gold. You see some well-known wrestling legends all the time getting to show up and perform and, be there for the fans. And all the love that we get from the fans, we do everything to give it back to them.
So we mentioned, you coming back from ACL injuries in both knees. I don't know if I said that. Mm-hmm. What did rehab teach you about patience and identity?
It was such a tough mental battle, especially with the patience, because there were so many times I felt like I was completely capable of everything and getting back into the ring and being back onto a full-time schedule. But I had to really learn to let my body heal and realize that the time to come back will be there. And it's about letting myself heal when wrestling doesn't have an off season and we are go, go, go nonstop all of the time. So we really it kind of gives you a chance to kind of slow down and force yourself to rest and recover. But it's hard getting the thing that you love and the thing that you do nonstop all year round, getting that taken away from you. But it kind of makes you realize how much you love something once it's gone. So it motivates you to get back to it.
Indeed. So I have a two-part question for you because your style is obviously athletic as hell. How much of your stunt background shows up in the ring and your risk taking? And then for newer wrestling fans who think that the sport is fake or things of that, what do you have to say to those fans out there who don't understand the real athleticism part of wrestling?
I mean, I encourage everyone to go take a 1 or 2 day course at a local wrestling school and realize just exactly what they're in for. If they think that what we do is fake or, doesn't have any impact on the body, even just hitting the ropes leaves major bruises. And the things that we're training our body to do and get comfortable with falling without trying to catch ourselves and unlearn natural human instincts. It's a really tough mental and physical thing. So, I mean, if anybody wants to take the risk and try it out, go to a school, give them money, and they'll show you exactly how painful it is. But the first part of your question, what was it again? Can you remind me? I'm sorry.
Oh, because I said your style is so athletic. How much of your stunt background? Yeah.
Yes. I feel like my stunt background is more relevant for whenever I do some sort of stipulation match where I get some weapons or some crazy outside of the ring things involved. But I trained in gymnastics as well before I started stunt double training. So I feel like sort of all aspects of my my life kind of led me to being a wrestler, and that's kind of makes me the athlete that I am. I feel like little things help me keep going now and help me avoid injury now, thanks to that.
Miss Kris Statlander, this is Andy from Behind the Scenes. I'm a huge wrestling fan. Considering that, this is your first reign as champion, over the years, wrestling has been a male-dominated industry or whatnot, and, over the past couple of years or so, we see the women, kind of being at the forefront and, dominating, showing out even more so than the men. You being champ as a woman, kind of being, a part of that revolution. How does that feel? Do you feel like you have a huge monkey on your back, or, are you just kind of honored to be in this position?
It's a little bit of both, because it's always a matter of pushing forward and, being the best that I can to lead the path and open up a path for more to come and follow in my footsteps, so to speak. But we women have just been, our talent and our aspirations and everything were suppressed for so long in the industry for years and years and years that finally getting the chance to showcase, I feel like everyone's clawing at the chance to do so, and that's why I think women are finally taking over deservedly, because we've been wanting to for so long, and we're finally getting the chance to do it, and we're not letting this opportunity slip away from us. And I'm proud to be sort of leading the charge in a way.
I know that's right. Okay, so I have to ask you, with a grind this hard, this intense, you guys are going global, there'll be matches overseas. How do you unwind? How do you take care of yourself? What's your self-care protocol like?
I really, I love a good shower. I mean, who doesn't? I love a good shower and getting to relax and spend time at home with my animals, and I try to avoid some wrestling things when I'm at home, because wrestling consumes so much of my life. Sometimes I need to remember that there's life outside of it, and it doesn't have to haunt me every day of every week. But just getting to be outside, getting to be with my animals, and getting to feel like organized in my home makes me feel at peace sort of everywhere else.
Well, I love that. Congratulations in advance, because I feel like tomorrow's a no-brainer that you're going to do what you do and win, right? Please.
Oh, you better believe it.
Yeah, I know, that's right. Please tell everyone where they can follow you on social media, besides making sure that they're checking you out tomorrow, February 11th, at the Toyota Center in Ontario. Like, it's big.
Yes. Yeah, on Instagram and on X, you can follow me at Call Me Kris Stat. Also, check out any of the AEW or All Elite Wrestling social accounts. You find myself and a whole lot of other amazing talent, and get all the information on the latest shows. You can get your tickets at awtix.com to come hang out with us and watch us go nuts. Come out to Ontario, come out to LA in March. Watch us on TNT, TBS. Anywhere.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Kris. I appreciate it. Maybe when you come back in March, we can get you in studio if you have time. We would love that.
Oh, yes, that would be incredible. Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate you. Have a good rest of your evening. All right.
You too.
Thank you. All right, guys, when we come for more trending topics, more headlines, we're going to get into Mike Epps walking back his Nicki Minaj joke. Should he have? Plus, more trending topics and headlines right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. I feel like I need to get to some of these comments because there's a great deal in the chat. You guys still had a lot to say about Kid Rock and Jay-Z and such. DJ Black 909 says, if Rihanna and Chris Brown can let it go and move on, you can too. It's tiring. Chris Brown is a great performer. You can't take that from him. I agree. And I have advocated for people to move beyond that moment for Chris. But the other side of that is that Chris also has to maintain certain things so that people don't want to relive it. There's going to be a certain segment that will not see him as different, but you can't show them same behavior, not being able to control your impulses or things of that nature, court cases coming up. Again, I know that a lot of this stuff is in the past and think that people aren't automatically going to connect it to something, yes, that has happened almost 20 years ago. But for many, we relitigate the past so much in this current era with everything. I saw a huge thread the other day, and they were talking about, and this is a conversation that has happened for a while, the lyrics to BBD's Do Me Baby. You know the part, backstage, underage. We know Busta Rhymes wrote it for BBD. And, they just thought it sounded hot. It sounded hot then. And there's, some people were debating on what the underage thing, like they were saying, oh, I thought they were saying they were underage and the grown women that used to come at them. No, it wasn't that. But another couple of people felt as though BBD should explain or apologize for those lyrics. And it's like, dog, that song is 30, almost 40 years old at this point. And it is not brushing it under the table to say that those were different times. They were. And no, you cannot compare it to racism because relationships in general are one-to-one. And I'm not saying that the prevailing thought didn't impact people, but what do you really want them to do? There are no victims attached to the song, right? There might be concepts that you might feel eked out into the general atmosphere, the era of the time, and had influence, but the songs are also a reflection of the times. Back in the day, girls were encouraged to go for older guys because it was always said that women are more mature than men. They mature faster, and women were supposed to be looking for a provider in that sense. So I don't know. I think that for me, as far as I think that we should be happy that we have moved ahead and know better now than to try and relitigate 30 and 40-year-old songs or films or things of that nature, because who is that helping?
Is it the young generation for the most part?
Yeah. I mean, I do see some people that are like, oh, I didn't know. We all didn't sing songs. We didn't really understand the meaning of the words as kids, but, they feel as though they're disgusted at having sung those songs or things of that nature. I think that's a bit ahead, but at any rate, that's a conversation. We'll put a pin in that, and maybe we'll discuss that at another time. Let's hear what Mike Epps had to say in his apology to Nicki Minaj. I should mention that his joke about Nicki Minaj, basically he said that Donald Trump and the Republican Party were running a train on Nicki Minaj by rolling her out there and having her speak up. And some people felt it was too far. So let's hear what Mike had to say.
What's up, y'all? It's your man, Mike Epps. Y'all know I'm Mr. Accountability. I say stuff and do stuff, and then I go to bed, wake up the next morning, and, being prayed on and thought about it. Just want to apologize to you, Nicki Minaj, for saying the stuff that I said. Want to apologize to your husband, your kids, all of that for saying what I said. I'm a comedian. Sometimes I get on that stage, I have a little drink, and I go wild, you know what I mean? I'm non-filtered, so just want to apologize to you. Not explaining myself, but I am Mr. Accountability. I love apologizing, something a lot of people don't know how to do. Apologize to you, Nicki.
Well, that's it, Apologize to her husband as well. that was his choice. You know, comedy is meant to provoke. It is meant to, you know, sometimes touch uncomfortable parts, but I'm not mad at him for doing it, right? We talk about violence against women at times and things of that nature. So him taking that step, no matter how we feel about Nicki currently, kind of falls in line to what we say our current values are. So from that aspect, I respect you, Mike Epps, for doing what you do. Listen, Michael Irwin Walker says, thanks for telling me I'm old by not knowing Bad Bunny. Rephrase, Super Bowl acts should be Nobel Prize winners, K-Dot's album, or 25 years or more veteran household names. Bad Bunny, born before 94. All right, I didn't say that you were old, Michael. I'm just saying that your cultural center is not there, and that's okay. We all have different points of return, but in something like this, we have to, you know, realize that a lot of times it's bigger than just us. Listen, I appreciate you guys for locking in each and every Monday through Thursday for Facts, Context, and Culture. Make sure you are back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. for more scintillating conversation. Coming up next is the voice of reason, Zoe Williams. You know he always has that good conversation to feature. So I'll be back tomorrow, guys.
You hear my words but got no clue about who I really am. From shark-infested waters, phrases like that make me sound harder and more ruthless, but the truth is that I merely swam out the stolo, semis bland, willy-nilly over kilograms, selling rock like Stilly Dan. While the world spins like whirlwinds, out of control, how does the soul find a thorough cleanse when all of this cold water that flows has for sure been contaminated with sin? Planted in the latest of trends, stranded in this land of the antiquated ways of the men, standing in a state of revenge, seeking a way to defend reputations because the names are actually greater than them. Life is a trip, you can't predict the random way that it ends. Bullets travel straight through the skin like gamma rays in the wind. My greatest of wins came when I annotated my gems. I write so far, I got my hand afraid of my pen. Get the fuck up out my face with what you talking about. I got too much on my plate, and I know you can't relate. They show love, but it be fake.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Florida Democratic Caucus leader Fentress Driscoll is questioning reports that black law students at Florida A&M University were told